Ron Rivera said the Commanders are being very proactive in their quarterback search. So who's the best fit in Washington, Pearce? Will it be the much talked about Kenny Pickett and his tiny baby hands? Another rookie, maybe a trade? What do we think? I've been reading the article about how he's doing hand exercises to try and get those measurements up before it happens. What do hand measure, like, what does that look like?
If we are already getting into those articles, we've got 2 more months of articles to look at. This is going to be pretty rough going.
It's going to be amazing. What are you talking about? This is the good stuff, Pierce. I mean,
this is the insider info I want to hear about.
Conspiracy theory articles. All right. Come on, Pierce.
I like, Mitch Trubisky, but we've already talked about that. So Matt Corral would be the guy that I would go to coming into the season. He was going to be a top pick at the quarterback position. That hasn't happened. His stock has fallen. SEC quarterback. Maybe you don't like Lane Kiffin, but Lane Kiffin knows what he's going to do. Corral looks like he's going to be the top quarterback ready professionally wise for the season. I don't know. It's hard to know what to expect from these guys. But one thing I do know is everyone's down on this draft class. But if we are reading articles about their hand size now, 2 more months of constantly diving into all this crazy nonsense, we're going to love every single one of these quarterbacks. And my fear is that Corral is going to become like a top 5 draft pick by the time the draft rolls around, whereas he should probably be in the later end of the first round.
Like, Geoff, I'm just saying, Pickett said to the media, the reason I didn't measure at the Senior Bowl was to have those extra couple weeks. Just a common sense thing, having more time to work the exercises.
Look, here's a great stat from Michelle Magziuk. I believe she works for NFL.com.
Is this the Brandon Allen thing?
Yes, the Brandon Allen thing. 21 QBs. This is fantastic. On Twitter, Michelle Magziuk. 21 QBs since 2003 have had under 9-inch hand sizes at the combine. Pickett measured 8 and a quarter or 8.5, regardless of where you look, or depending on where you look. The best quarterbacks from those 21 QBs I mentioned have under 9-inch hand size. Brandon Allen or Charlie Fry. Those are the best 2 options. So historically, it has not been a good indicator. Does this mean that Kenny Pickett is going to be terrible? No, obviously it doesn't. But I do think that Washington is more inclined to take a chance with a guy like Mitch Trubisky. This is a team who had a really good defense a couple years ago. They started to play better towards the end of last year. I think they'll be more inclined to go with a veteran, maybe take a quarterback in the later rounds. I think they'll be smart about it. I hope they will. Pierce is right. One of these quarterbacks is probably going to get some steam and probably going to end up getting drafted way too high. I just don't think Washington's going to be the team that reaches, but we have 2 months to figure that out. So,
all right, Reid, I'm just saying this is another Brandon Allen fact. He increased his hand measurements by 3/8 of an inch at the 2016 Combine after he checked in at 8.5 inches at the Senior Bowl. So apparently the exercises really work. And obviously Joe Burrow has 9-inch hands. So
wait, how do you what's the deal?
Where do you measure? Yeah, I don't know.
How do you measure it? Because who cares? Who cares?
It's pinky to thumb.
Pinky to thumb. All right, fine. I mean, everything is funny on Twitter, and Geoff brings the obscure stats to the sweat. I love it. I mean, I feel like I'm on the Twilight Zone right now, a sci-fi channel, Ancient Aliens with Pearce Dietrich and Geoff Ulrich. But at the same time, look, those guys are fine. The guys that they mentioned. How about, this is a really off the wall, and I know this is Jeff's boy, Ryan Tannehill. How about we talk about Ryan Tannehill here? Massive cap hit, but Washington has the space to do it. It might be a little bit too much of an ask. It's a little bit out there, but he's not a franchise quarterback. But drafting early, like these guys mentioned, you're reaching on some of these guys that you probably wouldn't have to. Washington would give up a second day pick, or a second round pick, and maybe like a later, 2023 late round pick for someone like Tannehill. Maybe Tennessee tries to lure him away so they can bring in someone like Aaron Rodgers, if that's still in the cards. But that's a thing that you would want to try and do if you're Washington. I think if you reach on a quarterback, it's a little bit too much. And some of the other free agents right now that are out there are guys that are being traded, like someone we'll talk about in a little bit. I don't think cut it. But give me Ryan Tannehill maybe as an outside pick.